Okay, shalom everyone. Thank you for tuning in again to another powerful and profound message. And today what we're going to be going over is the subject of the covenant between God and his chosen people, the Negroes. The pact between God and the Negroes, who are the chosen people of God. The authentic descendant of the children of Israel are the Negroes. We already went over that in the previous videos. And if you are new to this knowledge, then I urge you to go back to watch those videos. You can get on my YouTube channel and watch the videos called Bantus, the Lost Tribes of Israel, that you can understand what I'm talking about. Because your understanding of this today's message is based upon your understanding of the previous video. So that's what we're going to touch on in today's topic. God has a covenant promise with his chosen people, who are the Negroes. Black people are the authentic chosen people of God. No doubt about this. So without further ado, let's get into it. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 53 through 59. Upon the sixth day that gave his commandment unto the earth, that before thee it should bring forth beasts, cattle, and creeping things. And after these, Adam also, whom thou made lords of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All these have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. As for the other people which also come of Adam, that have said that there are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that fall from a vessel. So this is the verse we're going to start out as we're going through this lesson. The Bible says that God created the world for the sakes of his chosen people, which means the children of Israel. In other words, it says that God created the world first for our sakes. The Negroes. That's what he says. Even though he created the other people from other nations, but the world was primarily created for our sake, the children of Israel. And the other people from other nations are like a spittle before the Most High, like a saliva coming out of somebody's mouth. That's how the Most High considered other people from other nations. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? He says, we are the firstborn of the Most High God, his fervent lover. And the other people from other nations are nothing at all before the Most High. We are his chosen people, his firstborn, his beloved sons. That's how the Most High called us, the children of Israel. And the world was made for our sakes. It's going to sound crazy to a lot of people out there, but this is in the Bible. Hosea chapter 11 verse 1. When Israel was a child, then I loved him and called my son out of Egypt. This verse goes hand in hand with what we just read in 2nd Ezra. He said, when Israel was a child, I loved them and I called my son out of Egypt. Israel is the name of Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, and Israel became the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. And now he's referring to them when they were still in bondage in Egypt. He says when they were still a child, when Israel was still a child, I loved them and I called my son out of Egypt. It goes hand in hand with what we just read in 2nd Ezra. Watch. And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. And I say unto thee, let my son go, that he may serve me. And if thou refuse to let him go, behold, I will slay thy son, even thy firstborn. This is God talking to Moses. He has a message for Pharaoh, and then he's sending Moses to go deliver the message. He says, let my firstborn go, which means the children of Israel, because they were into bondage for more than 400 years in Egypt. So God says, let my firstborn go. And if you refuse to let my firstborn go, then I will kill all the firstborn in the land of Egypt. That's what he told Pharaoh through Moses. He said, let my firstborn go. Israel, he said, let us go. When we were still in bondage in Egypt, God sent Moses to go redeem us under the hand of Pharaoh. And the Pharaoh was really stubborn and he was relentless. He was determined to kill, to subjugate all the Israelites and to put them to death. But the Most High said, if you don't let them go and serve me, you don't let my son go and serve me, I'm going to put all your firstborn to death. Because Israel is my firstborn. The Israelites are my firstborn. That's what it says. And if you continue reading down the same chapter, the Most High did eventually kill all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, including the firstborn of the cattle. And Moses and the priest, the Levite, spake unto all Israel, saying, take heed and hearken, O Israel. This day thou art become the people of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt therefore obey the voice of the Lord thy God, and do his commandment and his statutes, which I commanded this day. Now, this one goes into the wilderness. Now, at this point, they already came out of Egypt and they went to the wilderness. And now the Most High, for the first time, he's giving the commandments, the law, and the statutes to the children of Israel through Moses. And now Moses is telling them, now you become the people, the chosen people of God, that thou should enter into covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath, which the Lord thy God make with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, as he have said unto thee, and as he have sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. So now, what you're going to come to realize, the Negroes out there, that when Moses brought you out of the land of Egypt and you entered into the wilderness, you entered into a covenant with the Most High God, the creator of everything you see in heaven and earth. You entered into a blood in and blood out agreement with the creator. And he said, as I swore unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now you got to remember, the promise was only given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not all nations. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with thee concerning all these words. Keep therefore the words of this covenant and do them, that ye may prosper in all that ye do. Once you signed that contract with the Most High God, your faith became bound to this covenant. Your faith became bound to the covenant that you signed with God. That the only way for you to prosper is to keep the terms of the contract. That's it. There is no way out of this covenant. So once we sign the contract, the pact with the Most High through Moses in the wilderness, our faith became bound to this covenant. And the only way that we can prosper as a people is to keep the terms of this contract that we sign with the Most High God, the creator of everything you see in heaven and earth. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. He said, I will bless those that bless you, and curse those that curse you as well, because you are my chosen people, which means all of the people that curse us are going to be cursed sooner or later. And all the people that bless us are going to be blessed as well by the Most High. That's why it's very important to know who the children of Israel are. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. God is explaining why he chosen you to be a special people unto himself, because you are supposed to be an holy people, not like the heathen. You're not supposed to be like the heathens. You have to be an holy people. This is the reason why he chose you, Negroes, to be a special people unto himself. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both you and your seed may live, that you may love the Lord thy God, and that you may obey his voice, and that you may cleave unto him. For he is thy life and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Now God is calling the heavens and the earth that he created himself as bear witness against you, Negroes, after you signed the pact with the Most High. He called heaven and earth as bear witness against you after Moses took the blood of the covenant and sprinkled it on you and the rest of the children of Israel, you Negroes out there. God called heaven and earth as bear witness that this is the terms of the contract that I just signed with you. The term of the contract are the curses and the blessings. And you have two choices now. And if you keep the term of the contract, if you keep the words of this book, or the commandments and the laws of this book, then you're going to be blessed. If you don't keep it, then you're going to be cursed. Those are the terms of the contract that we signed with the Most High. And somehow we forgot about it. We forgot about this contract. And now they're telling us that the laws are done away with. The Christian church says that the laws are done away with. Christian church, which are set up by the white people, the deceiver, the heathen, the Gentiles, they're the ones who say the laws are done away with, because they know for a fact who are the children of Israel, but they're not just going to tell you. They say the laws are done away with to keep you in sin, so that the Most High can punish you, because they know that we signed a pact with the Most High. And the term of the pact was to either keep it and be blessed, or not keeping it and be cursed. And you're going to find out in a future video that the Most High put a curse on us because we didn't keep the commandments. We didn't keep our end of the bargain. We didn't keep the term of the contract. So those are the two terms of the contract. you keep it, and you're gonna be blessed above all people on the earth. And if you don't keep it, you're gonna be cursed, and you're gonna be beneath everybody else on earth. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments which I commanded thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the earth, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. If you keep your hand of the bargain, if you keep the word of this book, the laws and statutes and commandment of the Most High, if you keep the term of the covenant, the deal was that the Most High was going to set you above all people and all nations on the earth. You see the spot that the Europeans have today, or the white people have today, that was supposed to be your spot if you keep your hand of the bargain, or if you keep his statutes and commandments. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I commanded this day, to observe and to do them. God says, if God only deals with stipulation, He deals with conditioning, covenant, and conditioning agreement. He says, if you keep the commandments and the laws and statutes of this covenant, you keep your hand of the bargain, then you're going to be above only. And I'm going to set you above all people on the earth. And you shall not be the tail. You shall be the head. Baruch chapter 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endured forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. God is made it as clear as day that your life, you Negroes out there, your faith is bound to the covenant that we signed with the Most High. If we can only prosper, we can only make it to the kingdom of heaven if we keep it. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I commanded this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So now the Most High is about to be put a curse on us. The Most High is about to be put a curse on us. And he says, if we don't keep, it shall come to pass. Which means that if in the future you don't keep this covenant, you don't keep the term of this covenant, you don't keep your hand of the bargain, these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And he's about to tell you exactly which or what are those curses. And what you're going to come to realize in the next video, that the Most High God has actually put a curse on us. God has put a curse on us because we didn't keep the covenant. We didn't keep the terms of the covenant. Because he gave us two choices. He says, if you keep it, then we're going to be blessed. And he's going to set us above all people on the earth. But if we don't keep it, then we're going to be beneath everybody else. And in this particular verse, he's about to quote the specific curses that's going to befall us. And in the next video, we're going to go into more detailed explanation of those curses. And you're going to see that he's talking about you, that we are actually on the curse, that the Most High has cursed his chosen people. We are a cursed people, which is why it's very important to know who are the children of Israel, so they can wake up and turn back and come back to the Most High God and keep the hand of the bargain. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as far as his judgment, they have not known them. It says, as far as judgment, they have not known them. So there's a great punishment for you not keeping it. There is no punishment for them not keeping the laws, because they're not part of the covenant. They're not part of the covenant. You only were the part of the covenant. So there's a great punishment for you not keeping it. So the Christian church was not over there when the Most High made a covenant with the children of Israel. So they're not going to tell you what you need to do, what you're supposed to be doing. They're not going to tell you. They're going to teach you the exact opposite of what you need to do in order to be destroyed by the Most High. And you're going to find out in the next video that the Most High God actually put a curse on us. Just like he said in the wilderness during the contract. He said, if you don't keep it, you're going to be cursed. If you keep it, you're going to be blessed. But eventually we didn't keep it, which you're going to find out in the next video. That black people are under curse. We are a cursed people and we don't even know it. You're walking around, you ask questions, why people hate me? Why black people hate each other? Why is evil going on in the black communities? You don't even know. You ask this question, but you never got the answers. You don't even know that you are cursed. We are a cursed people. We don't even know it, because we didn't keep the commandment. So it's important to know who the children of Israel are. If you keep going to the Christian church, they will never tell you. They're going to keep you in sin, because whatever they're teaching over there is contrary, is the exact opposite of what's in the Bible. The Bible is not a Christian document, and we're going to prove that in a future video. The Bible is the book of the children of Israel, written by the children of Israel. And he talks about the children of Israel. But they would never tell you this, because it's meant to be deceptive. So you need to snap out of it and wake up. So hopefully you've been edified, and hopefully you understood the covenant between God and his chosen people. And you have to understand that this covenant is still valid. It's not null and void, just like the Christian church says. They say the laws are done away with. It's not true. This law is still valid. And you're going to find out in the next video that, just like I said earlier, that we are a cursed people because we didn't keep the laws and statutes and commandments. And you're going to understand what has actually changed in this law with the coming of Jesus, with the death of Jesus. What his blood has actually replaced. You're going to understand that. His death didn't mean that the laws are done away with. No, that's not what it means, because that's what the Christian church said. It's a lie. So hopefully you've been edified. Take note and stay tuned for the next video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the videos so that the word can be spread throughout the four corners of the earth as prophesied. And with that, I say peace and blessing.